Welcome to 5 o'clock Vtuber News. I'm your host, Richter Fowl.
And this is Anchorfish Galaxy Goldfish.
In tonight's story, we have local VTubers being walked on leashes through a grocery store. Among them are foxes, a wolf, an elf, and many more. It's reported that they were in search of snackos, and when asked what that means, the only reply that was given was, "We hungry." Analysts are still determining what this means exactly.
As far as we know, this leash-walking behavior has never been documented among local VTuber populations, and scientists are still unable to determine what has caused this sudden behavioral shift, or what repercussions it's going to have on the local environment.
We're closely monitoring the situation, and we'll be back as soon as we have any further developments.
More news at 8. VTubers walk through town on leashes en masse. Onlookers claim that they are telling each other they are best boy and best girl.
Our analyst now believes this leash-walking behavior is closely tied to an instinctual drive for food within the VTubers, as they've previously been seen in search of snackos, and have now been spotted at a local ice cream shop. But this is just a preliminary theory given the limited sightings they have to pull from. Let's see what our analyst on staff has to share about these recent findings.
Well, as you have previously mentioned, we believe this new behavior is somehow connected to a food drive and is meant as a way to help larger numbers of VTubers gain access to life-sustaining nutrients, similar to how prides of lions and packs of wolves will stick together for the betterment of the group. It just appears they are unable to accomplish this feat without the use of physical restraints. Anyway, back to you.
This just in, the ice cream shop the VTubers have swarmed is now closed due to product shortages. It appears that they've eaten literally all of the ice cream on the premises, and this is the best day that the shop has had since the pandemic of 2020. That's surprisingly wholesome for a bunch of people walking around on leashes. Wait, casualties remain at a minimum? Wait, what? Why would there be any casualties at all? I thought this was wholesome.
That's exactly what they said about the legs on the table incident that happened some time ago. And we all know how that ended. We can only hope that things will be bloodless this year. It's now approaching 11 p.m., and it appears as if the pantry of VTubers is now branching off into two primary groups, seeing as they can no longer inhabit the same space of the now closed ice cream shop.
Our analyst has identified these two divergent groups as Ludtubers, also known as Ludonius Vtuberus, and Sesotubers, also known as Vtuberus Sesolius. We're still actively tracking these two groups as they head to their new destinations.
Based on eyewitness accounts, the pack of Ludtubers is allegedly headed towards the nearest red light district, and they've been heard chanting the phrase "Ara Ara" repeatedly, and according to local residents, it can be heard from up to 3 blocks away. Experts are still trying to determine the purpose behind this ritual, and what significance it may have to the pack.
Meanwhile, the Sesotubers have been sighted at a local park and appear to be engaging in an activity known as headpats. These headpats seem to be a way for the subspecies of VTubers to show affection to one another and form interpersonal bonds. Onlookers have been reported being invited to give or receive these headpats. From this behavior, we've determined that there's no current threat for parkgoers, and individuals should go about their business as usual.
This has been VTuber News. We've been your hosts, Richter
And Fish.
Have a great night, everyone.